All right. I'm back. I'm streaming Beastmaster. I'm almost done with the campaign. I did some monoliths to get some gear up. I think that might have been on my Falconeer. I did that. I don't know. I probably am gonna run a monolith just to try to get some gear. Cause I need the gear. I need it now. Bring it here. Leveling doesn't feel that bad, or like I would be complaining about it. Like I'll probably get level 70 or whatever. Not that I really need level 70, but pretty quickly. Yeah, I barely did any monoliths on this one. So what is this? Let's do this one. I don't think I've ever completed it. Alright, let's just do this one. I ran through the monoliths on my Falconeer the other day, so I'm gonna try to mimic that on my Primalist. I doubt that is going to be the case. I have 4 dogs, a scorpion, and I spawn baby scorpions, and I have a snake that comes out of my serpent strike ability. And I learned yesterday that you can upgrade your what was it called? Relics. That would have basically increased my gear by a lot. Like, I didn't know that. I'm basically missing out on that upgrade. But, you know, I've been kind of looking around the new game landscape and all that. You know, all the new games come out. And I feel like the biggest thing that really happens with games, and you know, that kind of affects streaming them. Like, I'm still gonna play these games anyway. That's not the point. Is they have, you know, anticipation. You know, there's news coming out about them, and really, what impacts the game most. This is like an important, I guess, lesson or bit of advice. But I gotta turn this down. Yeah, but the most important, not the most important, but a good bit of advice is marketing in the way that people are marketed to, and when the game eventually comes out, how true that was. Like, if the anticipation matches it or not. It's not like when they're advertising like like Blizzard has this thing where they have like a Halloween event, and like it isn't anything like the commercial. It doesn't matter because it's not the same thing. It doesn't matter to people. With games, that matters. So like, let's say that Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out, and there's a lot of hype around it, and there's actually gameplay, and then if the game comes out and all this hype doesn't match the actual game, it'll all kind of it'll just go to waste. The problem with streaming a game is there's genuine hype for games, and they're actually good. But if, you know, that level of hype doesn't go along with how good the game is or how the game feels, it'll just have you out of place. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's say last Epoch's coming out, but it's in early access, so people already know how the game feels, and all the hype around it is kind of true. Like, it actually is going to translate, right? Like, that would be possible for you to kind of, as a streamer, follow it, get hype as well, and start playing it, and like, it'll all be worth it. It's kind of like saying you need to use the energy and hype and actual genuine emotion you have towards the game to be able to stream it and it be a new game and it possibly even be a popular game. So a lot of the times games have a lot of hype around them, and when they come out, it doesn't match. So like, as a streamer, you're not someone that can just easily adjust and make up hype. Like, you just can't. You're like almost like a news reporter. So like, the cool thing about anticipating and following a lot of games is some of them don't really work out in that way, where they drop and you have all that energy from the hype and all that. Like, you have all that, like, oh, I've been waiting for this so long. You know, it doesn't always go like that. But because there's so many games that come out, and you can follow all of them and find out what's going on, you can easily hit that mark sometimes. But it can be kind of draining trying to keep up with something like that, and also always be right, or even take the risk of being wrong once or twice. Right, so I would start to basically understand that I have to go and maintain and monitor the hype around games like Dragon Dogma's coming out. I have to create my own hype. I have to follow it and report my own news and findings about it coming out and all the stuff that you can see. I have to follow it much more closely and much more carefully when it comes out, instead of relying on the hype of the community and all the gamers, and it kind of not working out as far as hype, or just a completely different game from what people were expecting, and like they just feel differently about it. I don't have to worry about that. So like, let's say that I want to play Max Payne 2 or the Max Payne remake. The Max Payne remakes are coming out. Original Max Payne games are pretty old games. I like them, and I'm really hyped and all that. And like, I'm talking about it. People are hearing about it in all these different ways. Pre-orders, all that. When it finally comes out, since I kind of try to control the narrative, like, okay, well, it's coming out, and here's what I'm gonna do, and here's how the game's gonna be. Here's how I'm conveying it to people. When it eventually comes out, I don't have to worry about all the hype being drawn from other people, or people being disappointed, and kind of the hype not mattering anything, because I can always adjust my own hype at that point. But like, it's a lesson. Like, if people want to play like Helldivers, like, it might have not been what people thought it was going to be. It's good. It's just kind of like that gateway to the game releasing on day one, and then it having that buzz for like a couple of weeks or months, and that translating into genuine popularity, or the game just was an okay game, or it was a good game. People aren't really into it like that. It's important, what I'm saying? Streaming isn't like something you can just have a new game come out every day and have people identify with you, and also at the same time new games, and then they'd play new games too, and there'd be people sticking around for games and playing them for a long time. It's not as reflective of this is a good point. Streaming's not as reflective of negativity as people may assume, or like, if you're having a bad day, there won't be enough bad things going on in the streaming world for it to really benefit you if you're like a negative type of person. Like, if you're on drugs, you can easily have like a panic attack, if I want to kill myself, like, you can do that. There's enough negative things that can happen on drugs to where like you can kind of confirm your bias. What I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, well, drugs they destroy my family, and they're destroying me. Like, it can just confirm your bias. Streaming isn't really like that. Like, so I can't really afford to be disappointed, or even have people just want to buy games and not be affected by it, or to confirm that, see, this is bad. It has to be like, well, no, it had to go good. It had to be good. So like, Diablo comes out, and I was thinking about, becoming some type of content creator for that. And, all the hype was fine. There's betas. It all kind of went together. But even beyond the hype and the anticipation, which is really big when it comes to a Diablo game, like, that's huge. It didn't really satisfy me or other people long enough. Even though it's a good game, it just isn't like a long-term game to play. Like, it's a game that you can play in like bursts. Like, you can play it for like one day out of the week for like a couple hours, and like, you'll be satisfied. But if you try to play it every day, or try to play it back to back to try to like level up, it would just be kind of terrible. Like, I wouldn't want to play it. So like, not only is that anticipation hype, which is really good, like marketing, all that, but there's also the actual game when it comes out, and you play it for a month, you play it for 2 months, and it might not go any further than that, right? Some games become classics and people play them for the campaign, or some games just stick around and have like a crazy following that would be hard to get rid of them. It'd be hard to shake them off, right? They support the game, and that's what you want. You want the game to become like a classic. Like, you want the game to become like Stalker franchise. You want the game to become like Mass Effect franchises. But you can never really anticipate that, and you can never really guarantee that as a streamer you'll like to play those games that much. Like, you're gonna make a lot of content off of it. Like, as a gamer, you can enjoy things. Like, it's not the same. It's kind of like people who like are men that like to fix things, but their job sometimes isn't their passion, right? Like, they're fixing for the job. They'd rather go home and cut grass, or they'd rather go home and fix something. That's different. Like it's like streaming it is different. It's not the same exact thing. But you know, like I said, the more passionate about fixing things and your jobs fix things, it helps you. But not and vice versa. Your job could easily not be your passion, but you can still like it. It doesn't mean like you'll be more crazy about job than life. Wait, I don't want to die here. Let me get up out of here. Yeah. So really, people who may listen to me say these type of things, they might be people that confirm their bias, that confirm that if everything's going bad, that's what they wanted all along. That's not what I want to go and say. Like, if something like the hype of the game doesn't really amount to the game, and the game doesn't last for more than a couple months, I can't afford to keep doing that. I can't afford to go through that. Someone else can. Someone else can buy a game and it, oh, wasn't that good? And then I'll play another one. I'll buy another one. I can't constantly buy games and play them and stream them and they not really amount to anything for a streamer like me, right? It has to amount to something, right? And maybe I'll come back to the game later on, you know, it'd be cool, but, you know, it's like, you know, opportunity, time, you know, management, you know, every opportunity isn't time efficient. You know, if I want to play World of Warcraft and people watch it still, it doesn't mean it's going to be effective. It's not going to be time. It's going to be bad for time because it takes so long to do everything. And you're just putting so much, like, especially me, I'm putting so many words and, like, meaningful statements, conversations in between, like, moments of World of Warcraft that almost never really matter to such, like, a degree, I guess. Doesn't matter, like, that much. Like, it's a long time for you to get something out of it, even though it could be worth it. You know, basically saying World of Warcraft's an older game, people kind of are more chill with what they get out of it. And there's a lot of it, there's a lot of content, so like people aren't strapped for World of Warcraft content. Strapped to that. So it's kind of like if I said, well, look, a new game's coming out, it's not World of Warcraft, it could be just popular and big, and you know, there's a lot of hype around it, and I can use all that to kind of, for it to go my way, for it to be an advantage. And the game comes out, and it's not that popular, not for that long, and it's not really that hype in reality, right? It's like I can't continuously do that, right? That would be weird. I would just stick to playing World of Warcraft because it's a really popular game, or I just would have to find a way to play new releases and stream them, and it not be like forcing myself to do it. Like, it has to actually be gaming and streaming. It can't just be streaming. It can't just be gaming. Gaming is, the game's bad, you don't play it because you're a game of your taste, and this game's not that good. You can't always do that with streaming because you can't continuously stream games and start games and not finish them or go anywhere with them. Just because you're a gamer and you have good taste, like, people are gonna still be around the new games. But I feel like I can almost tell if a game's like kind of a cheaper game, like not like Helldivers is pretty cheap, this game's pretty cheap, I can kind of tell before the game comes out how popular it might be. Like, I can tell enough to where when it comes out, I'm not going to be completely clueless. Like, I get that Helldivers is good, but I'm not going to play it. It's probably not going to be around for that long. It's kind of cheesy. But, like, sometimes cheesy games are good. Right? Like, the cheesy comedy and just kind of the fact that the people in the universe don't really get how crazy it is that they live in this world, that people act like that. Like, Helldivers is, like, super patriotic. Like, sometimes that's good, but I don't think, like, it's a good game. I don't think that's just gonna be that popular because it already kind of played on people's memey tastes, and like they basically be done talking like Helldivers people. So like, as far as streaming it goes, it'd be really good to appeal to people who are memey, because that's what it basically appeals to. But at the same time, people who are memey would be on to the next thing, even if there was no memes in it. So it's kind of like you have to understand how to affect energy, basically. Like, how would Helldivers affect energy? It basically wouldn't. It's kind of memey. It's really funny, and it's a pretty good game. You can tell it's a meme, though. Not that it's a bad game, but you can tell people take it as a meme. So like, as a streamer, you have to take it seriously. As a gamer, you can basically adapt, right? Like, if you just play games, you can adapt to the whole idea of people just taking it as a meme. Like, it's cool. But if you're a streamer, you have to decide: do you want to benefit from the memes, or do you want to take it more seriously and just try to do something else? So like I would say, um, when Dragon Dogma comes out, or when the new Mass Effect comes out, or when the new Dragon Age comes out, those games are probably gonna be a little more serious. People are taking it a little more seriously. It's not gonna be as memey, so that's good if you want to be taking stuff seriously. But it not being memey means you have to play the game for like 80,000 hours and take it seriously. It's like if I just want to play Helldivers for like a couple hours every once in a while and stream it, I don't take it that seriously. No one else is gonna take it that seriously. Right? And just getting used to that whole idea, not finding a way to be more serious, can be detrimental to you because you're always memeing. And like, you can just be a meme lord and it wouldn't really be anything. Like, it's funny, but like, that's all it would be. It's just funny. Funny. Like something like Skyrim that, something like, this is like what your goal would be. Something like Skyrim that kind of takes the meminess out of people and they just enjoy Skyrim. Like I know people that are just big, they don't care about nothing. They're just kind of, they don't take nothing seriously. But when it comes to Skyrim, they take Skyrim seriously. That's what you'd want. You'd want something that draws people together, regardless of their predetermined strategy. Like their strategy is to be like an asshole. When they play Skyrim, they're not gonna be an asshole. They're gonna be like a legit Skyrim fan. You know what I'm saying? So something like that with substance to come around every day. Skyrim's come around every day. You know what I'm saying? So like, it'd be better to hold out hope that there's a game that will turn people away from being like a meme lord or like a cat person, like a super serious cat person, type of guy. And like kind of allow them to be drawn into more of the Skyrim. And then, people that take stuff super seriously would leave Skyrim eventually because they'd have to. They have to keep being serious. It's like an audience. You have the audience of the memes, which are always going to be around. There's always people like that who are like clownish type people. Like, they're not that serious. Like, there's nothing that deep about them. They're not even that good at being a nerd. And then you have people that are like super serious and just emotional, like just super invested. And stuff like Skyrim kind of draws you back to the middle ground where it's such a great game that people don't even act like that. They just enjoy Skyrim. Not truly what you'd want. Or in the midst of them enjoying Skyrim, it kind of changes them in that time period playing Skyrim, where they're not that insufferable, unbearable with all the meaning and joking around, where you can't even do what you want. You can't even do what you do because they're doing what they want to do with just a meme, just a joke. It's like when I say that that last Epoch Skyrim and people from either side, the memes or the non-memers, would all appreciate this game and come together. Sure. But is it literally Skyrim where that's what happens? No. There's a difference in what the game can do and what the game actually does. Almost any game can bring everyone together and stop them from being a memer. So people could just like do what they want to do and make the content they want to make or be how they want to be. But it just isn't, that's not what happens. So Bethesda said they're making a new game and it was Elder Scrolls 6. And I think they were going to do that after Starfield or something. I don't know. So Starfield came out and it was like a big flop. People expected something out of Starfield. I thought it was like, maybe not. It's too good to be true, I'm saying. Like you have stuff like Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Those games aren't even that advanced really. Like they're kind of clunky and old. But they're magical, I guess. But like I feel like something like Starfield in this day and age where the games are so smooth, something that magical and Bethesda-like is kind of too good to be true. I feel like they need Starfield, so I know that they just can't slap together a Bethesda brand game with nothing in it, with modern day graphics and modern day like quality of life stuff. They need this. They need the flop to understand. Look, if I want to make another Skyrim or another Fallout, I have to really make it. I can't just. People are gonna be mad. People want it. People have hope, but it just doesn't always work like that. Like it has to actually be good. Especially nowadays, all games are good to some degree. Like all games have the Unreal Engine 4 or whatever. All games have the more modern specs, really. Everyone has easier access to making games and all that, where your game has to be good. Especially a game that's better than all the other games people play it forever, like Skyrim or something. You gotta do a little better than that. Like, I don't sit around hoping for there to be another Skyrim, or even thinking that Skyrim is the best game. Some people like quirky, games where like it isn't really about it being literal Skyrim. Literal. Okay, let me go do the quest. So like, my plan would be to be ready. Like Dragon Dogma's coming out. I might stream it. I might not. But I know when it does come out, I'll be ready to do it, make the decision. Right? I wouldn't just be waiting on everyone else to play it and for them to follow it, and then me just try to live off of that or go off of that. I would say, look, it'd be better if I went off of like me doing that. I'm saying like I would build all the hype. Maybe it'd end better for me. Like I wasn't expecting last Epoch, but I knew that I could always compare it. This is like energy talk. I could compare it to Diablo, last Epoch, or PoE, just to kind of get its energy in like a reasonable range where I could kind of get what's going on. I could kind of pull it down if I needed to, and just end up being, in my opinion, the game that's just too different and to me PlayStation 2 old school type of game. Where it's not really in the conversation because it's really easy and accessible, and it just ends up being like a free pass. Really, it ends up being a free pass. That's really like that's not what you work towards. You don't work towards waiting for the free pass like Skyrim, like last Epoch. Games are just so easy to play, they're so fun. And you have to kind of play a little journalism, right? Journalism isn't the easiest thing to do because you can always end up just circulating around bad stuff, negative stuff. Like it isn't like being a gymnast is easy because you fly around through the air. Because you're lighter, it's difficult because you have to learn techniques and learn how to do it. It's easy on your body, probably it's good for you, but it doesn't mean it's easy. I think easy is like drinking water. Drinking water is easy. You can drink water. If you were half passed out, you can drink water. There's no real technique to it. You just drink it. So like I definitely don't pray or wait around for free passes like last Epoch, Skyrim, I'm saying, Fallout 3, I don't wait for that type of stuff. Right. I definitely anticipate almost every game that's coming out that grabs my attention or grabs everyone's attention. And I hope and pray that it's going to be a good game. And I hope, and on top of that, I hope it's a good game that I feel like streaming. Because the more I stream, the more content I gain like an artistic repertoire or a resume, if you will, that I've been around creativity for so long that it starts to enhance my body and feed me like food and water. And it also allows me to be in such a creative space I don't have to rely strictly on logic to navigate the world. So that's like not preferable because it means you don't have a rational way of being that's established. You're just kind of working on it still. Like I have like a magnet of creativity from doing all the streaming and artistic stuff where I don't have to worry about being rational around things that just make sense normally. It's almost like a suit of armor, it's like I get like a suit that feeds me and protects me. Because it's artistic and isn't like some robot freak show, it's okay. If it was a robot freak show, I'd be in trouble because I'd start to get weaker in other ways. But that's kind of the point. If the game's really that good, you can't always wait. You can't always say the result is vacation, so I just do it until then. It's not gonna really work. The point is you kind of work on the journalism aspect and the energy aspect and hope that almost every game you follow and that's coming out and you're gonna pre-order is good enough to stream and play. And for me, and once that is true, it becomes like a free pass. Like almost any game I can think of, like streaming World of Warcraft to me, even though people are kind of mean, not like literally, like they're not like a big hulking maniac bully, but it's kind of like annoying with it. And like you can't really refute them because they hold all the cards in the game of World of Warcraft. Basically, they know everything about World of Warcraft. you can't really say that they don't know anything, I guess. Like, it's not, that's just how those people are. It's a free pass, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's good, but it's even better because there's some games that I would trade that aren't really a free pass, like something like a smaller game. Like The Binding of Isaac isn't really a free pass because it's such a small game that it's not like you can play it for hours on end or day after day. Like eventually people would want more depth. Even I would want more depth. Like some things aren't like that. But most of the time it is, and it can be. Like I could literally stream World of Warcraft and just do dungeons every day, all day. And I'd be satisfied. And people would be satisfied with that. I just don't think that working towards that as a goal, like just being okay with waiting for a free pass is like, what are you doing in the meantime? You know what I'm saying? You're not really going to do anything. It's like working until you have vacation. Like you're just not going to work till your vacation. What's the point of even working, right? Like there's no point of even having it as anything else. You just be vacation anyway. Like there's so many games that came out that I didn't even play or stream, but really they aren't that popular. Because there's just so many games nowadays. Like it's almost like the quality of the games have increased so much that it's not a guarantee that a high quality game is going to make it just because it has the newest engine and it's smooth. It has to really be good. Like that might even be like an annoyance to people because it's just that it's a smooth game where nothing happens, right? It's like a game you can easily play because you control it so well, but it's nothing going on. It kind of is annoying. It's like we went to like a basketball court. It was just like this nice court. It was like brand new basically, but it was just like no basketball. I was like, what am I gonna do here? I'm just annoyed by the fact that I can't do nothing. So like, you know, I could even go back and play older classic games like The Witcher and Stalker, but they're so old and they're like 10 hours, they're not 10, they're like 30 hours long, 40 hours long, that I don't even want to get into that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad I don't play like Starfield or Skyrim. Like I don't want to be playing something like that. That takes so long. Anytime you start playing those games, they become like the main focus, at least for me. Like I'm playing it for like a month or something and like it starts to affect how I am. Like I just am Skyrim now. Like I have Skyrim jokes, I have Skyrim thoughts, ideas.
Aid me! Nothing can stop me! Nothing!
Feel the spirits crying out in despair. However the void came here, let's drive it back.
Like I could be playing Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, but that game isn't that deep. So like it's just me kind of playing, grinding it out.
I am breaking the cycle.
Something like this with story.
I refuse to be your sacrifice.
Disgraceful. Rage is unbecoming of you, child.
This is not rage. For millennia, the Vessel Maidens have died so you could live. Now feel the unending abyss of their despair.
What are you doing?
Why don't you show our guest the torment that now fills you?
What's happening? Get out of my mind.
Like I said, this game has stories, it has levels. You know, I build my character, I have different characters. It's like Deep Rock Galactic isn't that deep. It's almost like it's an indie game. It's like Binding of Isaac. It's not that deep. It's not something I would hang everything on and rely on that to be the source, it just isn't that deep. Like, it's nothing you'll get entrenched in or be that interested in. It's something you would do for the challenge, right? You play Deep Rock Galactic because it's a challenging game. We play Binding of Isaac because it's challenging. I don't always want to just be challenge mode because I haven't really found any way for that to make sense to me creatively. Like, it probably makes sense logically, but that is not where it comes from. It's like if a baby's born with a woman, you don't see people with logic being like the ultimate mothers or fathers. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, it's like a natural thing that happens. It's not from logic. Like, a tree doesn't grow out of logic, right? A tree grows because it's what it naturally does, what it does. I'm not going to talk about logic for 80 hours and it not amount to nothing. But just the word logic, rationale, reasoning. Like, it has to amount to something more. Use your logic and reasoning so you get something out of it. It's just not stupid to do that. It's like being like a mean person to just be logical for no reason. I think I actually fought this dude. I don't know whether it was. I don't know if I already fought this on my Prime list or my balcony. I don't remember which one it was. It might even been like a warlock. I don't remember. But I know I got smacked by one of these crystals and I died. So it might not have been my Prime list. I probably would have survived. I really don't remember, bro. I play so many different classes. I've been playing this game for like a couple weeks now. I don't really remember which one I did what with. What class I did what with.
No, get out of my mind! Get out!
Dun, 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 dun. Like, this game has like the different gods running their own parts of the world. You mostly just see the problems that they have. Like, Rai's like a big mean dude who antagonizes everyone. Lagoon's like just kind of a psychopath. He just wants to fight, and he just kind of doesn't care about. He doesn't value life basically. And this woman has like this ancient body where she needs new hosts. Like, that's the only thing you really see. You don't see like the day to day. You just see like that they have issues really, which is cool. Like, Harat was like a cool. He's like the most peaceful nature god, but he was like killed instantly. So you don't get to see like the nice, godly, holy stuff. You just get to see like the terrible things that happens in these places. So we end up killing the god of the desert. But do we get the blessing for the lance? Was that what it was? I think we do, because that energy that came out of her seems kind of similar to how it looked when we got the blessing last time. But we did kill the desert god. All the gods are kind of done. We killed the good Herat. The desert god wasn't even that mean to us. They just had a thing about taking other people's bodies to survive.
This would be so much easier if you had died with her. No. This would be so much easier if you had done. This would be so.
You think this is over? You know nothing of the power I've been given. Orobis showed me the way. All I needed was the key, and you brought it right to me. The power of the Epoch is mine.
I thought it was only 9 chapters, unless they're gonna fit all this into this final chapter that I'm in right now. Scaled, level 60, boo-bow. Bang. 200 staff. Oh, that could be pretty good. This staff could be pretty good. Dang, that staff's about to be baller. Wow. Okay. I don't even know how that moved past it. It's key, get some stuff. But, yeah, I feel like people kind of take for granted the work other people put in because it doesn't result in like a pizza party or anything. Which is fine. Like, just don't come back to work again or just sit around kind of sitting in the work area. And go play outside or something. I guess all these boots on. 11 strength is pretty good. Even though I lose that minion damage, it's cool. And that's maxed out. Its resistance could be good. Sheep up. Yeah.
Welcome back, traveler. Ah, her. Just missed her, I'm afraid. You showed the Epoch. Show me. She drew on its power to create those rifts in time. A little trick Orobis must have taught her.
So this is definitely towards the end of the game where we're doing
What can you
monoliths
tell?
based off the quests.
When exact give up? That's what I'd do. Oh. But if you... that's the problem. I've heard that before too. No. Farewell, traveler. And good luck.
Oh, yes?
Do you feel it, traveler?
Story recap.
The shackles of fate binding tighter. Epoch is slipping beyond your reach. Your fate is set, and it always ends with me. Come, see for yourself inside the monolith. There are other realities that fought against their fate. But no matter their sacrifice, they fell. Champions, empires, gods, or, in the end, aberrations. There is no escape from the void. There is no escape from me.
So this is the dude that created the void. He's like a Terra's buddy, but he seems like a bad dude. So really what happened was, the story goes, you know, Terra and this dude were like in this world before this world we live in, like the, you know, the Earth type world Crows created. And then, you know, Terra wanted there to be like stuff, like life and all that jazz. You know, here we are. But it seems that throughout time, and then, you know, once Terra died, somewhere back in time, you know, this guy started messing stuff up. It's like, you know, there's no void yet in the area you started in. This is like where Rai is causing a problem. But apparently it's all tied to fate and all that time traveling junk, mumbo jumbo. Fate, time travel, you can't, it doesn't matter how much time travel, because there's always the fact that you have a fate, basically the destiny that something has to happen. But then in the Imperial era, he Wait. In the Imperial era, there was the Imperial Emperor who created immortality and all that cultist junk. Like, dead people walking around. He created this, the Imperial era, where there was, like, that dead guy. And then in the Divine era, he must have gave the Snake Lady void powers. So that's like, when you get to the Ruin era, there's void. In the Ruin era, there's void. And there's undead, Immortal Emperor stuff. So that comes from the Imperial era, Immortal Emperor. And the Snake Lady with the void powers from the Divine era. So at the end of the day, Rai wasn't really involved in any of these. Like, he probably got smacked around or something. Something happened to him. He's gone. But it's cool. The story makes complete sense. It's not even that big of a story. It makes perfect sense. So you have to complete this monolith to continue into the quest, which is cool. Here's a bathroom. I think I'm gonna go use the bathroom. It's probably been an hour. Now it's been like 40 minutes. Can I leave and come back? I haven't died here yet. I can town portal out of here. Oh, apparently I got a quest completion. Can I go back and do it? Yeah, I can go back to the same place. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. But like, I guess you could almost say that people don't appreciate the way you did it, right? People always appreciate a pizza party. When they find out you were mining gold in the parking lot of the school to get the pizza party, they may find an issue with that. You never know what people find an issue with. Really, I would think people find an issue with a pizza party because it's fun. So like, here's the new understanding. People don't really care about the pizza party. They actually like it. We need somebody who's like them to explain to them that people are doing, like, they're mining gold out of the parking lot in the school parking lot. And like, it's just like what they do. Like, they do what they do. And there'll be a pizza party at the end. I'm ready to the bathroom. I'm gonna come back and do these monoliths. Okay. It was going for like 10 minutes, I guess. Two Western Circus. I feel like a big drawback doing a lot of the releases games do with, like, you know, live service games, like releasing content over time, is people who put a lot into the game when they first get it don't really get the benefits of all, like, the cosmetics or even like the expansions. Like, it kind of has a more watered down response, and people that would even experience it would even have a more watered down experience because it came in segments. Yeah, like, it's still really cool. It just wasn't delivered. Like World of Warcraft, all these expansions over time, and people that were hardcore World of Warcraft people don't even play the game, but probably, like, they experienced a lot of the expansions, and it kind of stuck like that. Like, these are like the hardcore player expansions, and the newer ones, even nowadays, like, they're even more tailor-made to people who aren't as hardcore. And those are, like, kind of ones that haven't even left their mark or anything, really. Even though it's like the game, like, that's like the meta at this point. Like, whatever goes on in these ones, that's like what you're supposed to do. This makes for a more watered down experience. Like, the new World of Warcraft experience or expansion comes out in summer, I think. And you know, I'm gonna have a character level 70 ready to, like, raid and quest and do whatever it takes to get. I think I might have to go level 80, and that whenever that comes out in summer, the expansion raid level cap. And, you know, I never really was a part of anything like this, but, you know, that'd be cool. And I definitely am gonna try to take it a little more seriously so I could see what it'd be like. You know, had it been, like, around as all the hardcore players were. I mean, still people playing it are hardcore. But I'm talking about, like, the hardcore community where everyone just was around, you know. can get up out of here. Just gold. No shards. I guess I can take stuff and sell or break it down. So it's not picking it up. It's a good spear I just got. I'm gonna use this one instead. Has a pretty high crit strike multiplier.
Yes?
I might even grab this one. Does a little bit more damage. Just kind of wasting my points, my shards, upgrading this one. Here's what happens. I'll start upgrading something and then immediately find something better. It does increase poison damage, which is really good. And increase poison chance, which isn't going to be a big of a deal. I'll proc poison anyway. I kind of messed up not understanding that there's only 20 levels for each specialization. Like I wanted to go I wanted to go big on Howl, but I also wanted more companions. It's like I'm kind of missing out on I'm gonna miss out on Howl. Like I can probably grab. I won't be able to increase the buff duration or anything, even though that's what I need to do. Like I could probably just throw these last points into that, and then whatever left over I can throw into these three. That's all I really need. And then other stuff should be fine. Like I'll probably leave Primal Serpent alone. Like not upgrading this tree or this part of the tree. I'll probably just go for Corrosive Venom. I need that. I'll go Armor Shred. I only have a few more points left, but I'll go Armor Shred. And I might go for Serpent Venom a little bit in this tree. Maybe I'll go back on Constrictor. I'll like remove Constrictor points. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I don't need Constrictor. I'm not gonna get anything out of it. And then I'll go Serpent Venom and Corrosive Venom. I'll just do these and I'll be good. That'll be good. And then for Fury Leap, I don't really care. I just use it for a mobility skill. I don't know, I don't really care. Scorpion, baby scorpions. Doesn't really matter. I'll be back. But all I really would care about is the wolves and the serpent strike. Like I might roll back pack hunter and all that just to go more of Hal. Go for more Hal stuff. Who knows? I should be good. Be alright. I haven't seen these plant dudes in a long time. This is a nice, almost Japanese looking map. I call this game the crack den because inside here tons of crackheads and people doing drugs. It's kind of dope. I don't worry about passive points. I still have another like 40 on the way. I'm at level 100. That's fine. I'll have enough points for whatever I want. I just need specialization points to make sure I use them properly. And you too should use them properly. You only have 20 of them. Plus whatever you get from items you equip. But 20 of them. Most more likely you have 20. They just keep coming onto this bridge. What's going on? I guess this is a wave-based map. Objective says start waves. Okay, that makes sense. Just kind of place my strengths. Smashing around the group of enemies if I jump. My minions will be able to get them pretty quick. There we go. Nice. That one was nice and easy. Everything came right to me. Let's go ahead and get clapped up. I mean, Constrictor was giving me more poison damage, but I think I'll be okay. I want this Serpent Venom. I might even go back on the Primal Serpent. I don't think I probably need that. I can get rid of a culling point as well. Like I am a Beastmaster, I don't need this many these many pets. I'll probably go back Constrictor. I didn't know that's what it gave me. I'll go Constrictor. I'll probably even go for this Venomous Union.
Yes?
Like, Primal Cyber was cool, but he's not that dope if I don't put points into it, so I'll probably just focus on Cyber Venom and Constrictor, like I said. Go like a couple points into Constrictor, a couple points into this, maybe 2 into these. Probably 2, maybe 2 or 3 in this, 2 or 3 of these, that should be good. A few in these as well. Stretching it. I guess I can get rid of this one. Slither, dodge rating, I don't need that. Attack speed. I need attack speed. Just a few in these, you know. These don't require that much. Like, this is 2 points right here. Another point, that's 3. Like, need the 3. We'll see. We'll see. I can even get rid of a culling point. I need 1 to get to Constrictor. That should be good. I basically have 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5, 6. Yeah, I might not go Constrictor. That would just be a waste. Just drop them all in here. Probably drop 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll be good. If I just stick with these ones, I can even take out Calling Point. I'll be good. The wolves are just gonna have to be kind of stretched out. Just how that's gonna have to be. Probably can focus my Scorpion more. I can move the element's resistance. I just have to die and come back to life. I'll go for Venom Nova, this stuff, and so that. It's a little different. And I don't really care about the healing as long as I have decent healing. I'll probably go more self-heal. You know, move speed, attack speed. Not a big deal on the heal. Not a big deal. Just I really need to get Serpent Strike focused so it can be effective.
Take care.
I think I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm about to go like visit some family members or something, so I'm just gonna go right now. If back later, probably stream or play. Let me see. Probably play my shaman. Or blade dancer. Probably go my shaman. Probably my shaman, yeah. Come back and play shaman. Alright, I'm gonna get up out of here.